Hello there! Greetings trainers, KuroBlitz here and welcome back to another video. Today I am here to present to you another Pokémon What If in regards to the anime for a character who is going to journey after their adventures in the Sun and Moon series. A character who ranked top 4 in the Alola League and still has much to offer. I'm talking about the boss of Team Skull, your boy Guzma. This is actually had been, a writing thesis and an idea that I have, for a while, and I want to explore it, and I want for the character of Guzma, after being defeated by Ash in the Manalo conference, to actually travel to the Kanto region, the home region of Ash, and one that Kukui in the games actually battled and therefore reached lands. So I want to see how, his untold journey would be in, the home place of the now first ever Alola League champion Ash Ketchum. So in regards to this journey, he would leave all of the Skull Grunts in Alola taking care of the islands and basically, patrolling them and whatever more. And he would go to the Kanto region only with, his admin Plumeria. So this is basically the untold journey of Guzma in the Kanto region with Plumeria by his side. So trainers, without further ado, let's get started. But before we talk about Guzma, let's talk about his traveling companion, that being Plumeria. Plumeria, as we all know, it's a poison specialist who in the anime only had Salazzle. However, I want to give her, some Pokemon that she has from the game's battle tree and also some exclusive ones, but not by many because she will only have 4 Pokemon. Her Pokemon being, of course, the Salazzle, Alola Muck, a shiny Venomoth, and Crobat. And here's why for all of these 4 Pokemon. As for Salazzle, as we know, it's her iconic Pokemon. As for Alolan Muk, it's an Alolan variant of a Kanto Pokemon, so it kinda checks out the criteria. As for the shiny Venomoth, I want to do a scenario where she and Guzma see a shiny Venonat, right? It's basically a bug poison Venonat and they won't want to capture it, but they have to battle for it, just like how Misty and Ash battled for Totodile in the Johto saga. As for Crobat, it's a Pokemon that evolves thanks to friendship, and even in the games, she only has, she has a Zubat and a Golbat, so it kind of fits the criteria. It's basically, she's the Brock of, Guzma's group, well, more of a duo, but the idea that, she's starting to become, more friendly and more accepting, it's, something very amazing to see. Now, you must be wondering, why does Plumeria only have 4 Pokemon? This is because I'm going to give Guzma 8 Pokemon. Yeah, 8 Pokemon, and 2 of them are going to be under Plumeria's care. Okay, so in regards to the entirety of Guzma's team, I'm going to give him a Murkrow because he has a Honchkrow in the battle tree. Yes, this is going to be, the outliers. Guzma's outliers and out-of-the-box non-bug Pokemon, they are going to be, under the care on Plumeria's team, but they are still going to be Guzma's Pokemon. So I'm going to give him a Murkrow, who he was going to capture in Celadon City or around that area, because even in the Johto games, Murkrow being a Johto Pokemon, but it's still only catchable in Kanto. And I want to have, this little gag where he basically nests and perch on, Guzma's head. So I think it would be like a very nice detail. And to complement Murkrow, I'm going to give him also a Gligar. Gligar, it's a Pokemon who uses poison moves like Poison Sting and whatever more. But he's a Pokemon from the Bug Egg group. And even in recent games, he has a lot of access to bug moves like Fury Cutter, X-Scissor, U-Turn, you name it. Maybe the gag of this Gligar would be for use, these pincers as, to pinch, Guzma's body. It would be, something interesting and dynamic to see. Of course, that these Pokemon, they would battle, but not, when they really matter the most. It's just, for comedic effect. But I think that these Pokemon, they are perfect tie-ins, with Guzma, and they are flying types. Maybe they help out, also Plumeria's Crobat. But I want for these outliers, to be on Guzma's team. Now, for the actual team of Guzma, I have Golisopod, that's basically his ace in Alola. Caesar, who's going to get an extremely amount of development in this series, and also 3 Pokemon from his actual game's team. Masquerain, that is going to get as a Surge kit and also develop a great bond with, Golisopod. Ariados, because he has 1 in the games and because of the nocturnal nature, and it's also a poison type, so Plumeria will have a big role in also aiding the development of this Ariados. And Pinsir. Pinsir is the only pure bug type of Kanto and therefore the only pure bug type on his team, and is going to be the powerhouse of Guzma's team in the Kanto region. Now, for the 6 Pokemon, normally he has Vikavolt, but Sophocles, even in the anime, already had a Vikavolt, and he got the Beginium Z, so for Guzma, I'm going to give him a Paras. Since Plumeria has Venomoth, it makes sense for Guzma to have a Paras, and therefore fully evolve it into a Parasect. Now, in that battle to catch the shiny Venonat becomes a shiny Venomoth, that's when Spinarak it's going to become the Ariados, basically how Misty's, Poliwag became Poliwhirl. But Guzma having the Parasect, it's more, he doesn't have a grass type, right? So it kind of makes sense for him to have a bug grass. And because even in the old days of the Kanto League in the original series era, a Pokemon would basically be called, out of battle if they were to sleep. Of course that those rules do not apply here, but it's a nice callback to the idea of, Spore, it's a grass move with 100% accuracy, so whoever Guzma wants to sleep, Parasect will be the guy for the job. So yeah, now that I talked about, the entirety of Plumeria and Guzma's team, let's talk about, the pacing of the series and also the upcoming shenanigans that, Kanto has to offer. So I want to make this, perfectly clear. Guzma is in Kanto at the same time that Ash is in Kanto in Journeys, but because Guzma is traveling around Kanto and Ash is stationary in Vermilion City and he sometimes goes around the world whenever, they are not going to meet even though they are in the same region, at the exact same time, because who would have guessed Kanto, it's not just, one damn town. Now, Guzma is going to get all of the 8 badges, but it's going to be, on a more formulaic scenario in terms of, pacing, because he's going to get badges at, batches of every 15 episodes. So, for example, he's going to get, the Thunder badge by Journeys 15, so he actually is going to battle Surge, not Viscus. Viscus is not, the acting gym leader yet, so he's going to battle Surge as the last opponent that Surge has to face before going on his training journey. He's going to battle, Forest, Brock's brother, and also, Misty in Misty Gym. We'll get more into there before Journeys 30 of the Jealousy episode with Pikachu and Mr. Mime. He's going to battle, Sabrina and Erika around the time of Journeys 45, the Darkest Day or the Zacian and Zamazenta arc. He's going to battle, Koga and Blaine, debatably before Ash actually rebattles Rinto and Farfetch becomes Surfetch in Journey 60. He's going to go to the Viridian Gym around the time of the Midsummer special of Darkrai and Cresselia to get the Earth badge, and he's going to, participate in the Indigo League of the Kanto region around the time, as of now, of the Winter special for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl of, Journeys 90. So he's going to get 1, 2, 2, 2, 1 badges for every 15 episodes, because I do believe that in terms of, Netflix badges, this is basically how, several arcs should have been, constructed, but because of, merchandise and whatever more, they had to go with the 12-13 episode. But going with this 15 episode format, I do believe that it's the safest way to go. However, there's going to be several scenarios that Guzma will have to, face. For example, there are going to be several things that's going to be extremely different. He's going to battle Surge and Forest, sure, but when he reaches Cerulean City, he wants to battle Misty. Misty is there, but because he's a bug specialist, Misty doesn't want to battle the guy because she's still afraid of bug Pokemon. However, because of convenience and also storytelling, her sisters are there. So Guzma is going to battle the Sensational Sisters, basically how Ash battled the Striton brothers. He's going to battle all three of them to get the Cerulean Gym badge. Now, in terms of Fuchsia, I really want for Guzma to battle Koga, and that is still going to happen because Lance is still in Journeys called a member of the Kanto Elite Four. But I want to have some twist to it. Before Guzma actually battles Koga, I want for Plumeria to battle either Aya, Koga's sister, or even Janine, Koga's daughter, so that way, after the battle is done, Koga can actually go to train to become the future Elite Four of Kanto, leaving the Fuchsia Gym either under the care of Aya or Janine, with one of them being the referee. In regards to the entirety of these battles, Guzma will have to face a big challenge, and that is all of these battles are going to be 3v3s. He only battled in 1v1 and he lost in a 2v2, so I want for Guzma to actually use the synergy of his newfound team to actually connect with the Pokemon, because that's the entire point of his journey in Kanto, is for him to learn or relearn how to actually connect with the Pokemon that he has. So 3v3s for the entirety of the gym battles will be the way to go. There are going to be some badges that's going to be difficult to obtain. Well, for example, he's going to lose to Surge and to Giovanni. The first and the last gym battle he's going to lose. It's going to be a bookend trope like how Ash lost in X and Y against Viola and Wolfric. It's not going to be, a time where he's going to get it at the second attempt. Maybe in the third, for example. Heck, even for characters like Forrest, Brock's brother, or even Blaine in Cinnabar Island, maybe it will be like the second attempt. I don't want for Guzma to, be this guy who, he's super strong. Sure, he ranked in the top 4 of the Alola League, but I don't want for him to, just go to Kanto for the sake of sweeping everything, because the world grows at the same time as every other character grows as well. Especially Ash Ketchum. But yeah, like Guzma is going to arrive to Vermilion. He's not going to visit the Cerise Labs. But Guzma arriving to Vermilion, it's more, of a reference to how Mina, he's in the Let's Go games and she's in the Vermilion Arbor. And he wants to battle Surge, and it's going to, take some tries, because, Golisopod is weak to electric types, but he's going to manage it. Now, in terms of Giovanni, there will be many times than not where Giovanni will not actually battle Guzma. He's going to send either Butch or Cassidy, or maybe even the Matori, or one member of her Matrix, or maybe even Archer from the Let's Go games, and also Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Guzma, as the boss of Team Skull, he's going to have a difficult time against the boss of Team Rocket. And he's going to be, very devastated and heartbroken, because, Giovanni and the entirety of Team Rocket in the Viridian Gym, they are, gatekeeping the guy from actually entering in the Kanto League. However, when Guzma goes to the trainer's house of Viridian City, he's going to meet a figure who's going to help and tutor him, just like how Hala did for him back in the day. And this character is going to bring, a new light and his own Alolan, or more so, Universun, to the full disclosure. That character being none other than Alder. Alder is now a retired champion, because Iris is now the champion of the Unova League. But Alder, in the games, he also has bug Pokemon besides Volcarona, that being Excelgor and Excavalier. So I want a little training arc for Alder to actually, teach Guzma a thing or two, and he's battling Volcarona, a bug fire, so basically you get the expertise and know how to deal with the type disadvantage, because Guzma battled Blaine. It was a very difficult match, but Golisopod and the others, they were able to push through. But Giovanni is a whole new story. But of course, after several attempts, Guzma is able to, not defeat Giovanni, but in the way get the Earth Badge from the Viridian Gym, because Giovanni is going to send someone else. It can be Archer, to go with the idea of the Let's Go games. It can be Archer, and therefore, but he's still going to use ground Pokemon. So of course that Guzma, thanks to, the sheer power of Golisopod, he's going to win. He's going to win. And now, with the 8 badges of Kanto, it's time for Guzma to challenge the Indigo League. Now, the Indigo League, it's going to be a very interesting tournament because I'm going to, basically copy paste the entirety of, the anime, because all of the tournaments, right? All of the rounds, like the preliminaries, it's going to be 4 preliminaries, all 3v3s, and they are all going to be in those special battlefields. And that's going to be a little troublesome for Guzma, but also a challenge, because one thing that Alola didn't was to have, environmental battlefields. It's something that I personally kind of miss. However, Alola did something amazing that I was wishing for, and that being the Elite Four being the referees. They did that with the Kahunas, and I want to, compliment the best of both worlds in this situation. So, Guzma is one of the 256 participants in this version of, the Kanto region's Indigo League. And for every battlefield that he's in, a member of the Kanto Elite Four is going to be the referee of that said battle. Now, let's meet Guzma's opponents, who may or may not be familiar faces. So, without further ado, let's continue, shall we? So, Guzma's first opponent will be none other than the member from the Ultra Recon Squad, Dulce. And the battle, it's going to be in the ice battlefield, refereed by none other than Lorelei. In this battle, Dulce is going to use 3 shiny Pokemon from his own reality of the Ultra Megalopolis, and those are Poipole, Alolan Duck Trio, and Furfrou. And Guzma, it's going to, win this battle. I will leave, make sure to comment however you want to see this battle unfold, but this is going to be the opponent's Pokemon, and who's going to, referee in which arena. So I will leave you to decide how this battle would go on, but what you should know is that, of course, Guzma wins. But it's going to be a very hard battle. All of these preliminaries, they are going to be very hard battles, but Guzma wins his first round in the top 256. Now, going to the top 128, Guzma is going to battle yet another familiar face, well, at least to him, but also for you. He's going to battle Kahili. And he's going to battle Kahili in the Rock Battlefield, refereed by the Elite Four, Bruno. Kahili, in the games, she's asked by Kukui to be a member of the Alola Elite Four, but in the anime, she is in the Manalo Conference, but she loses off screen. But I want, for Kahili to have, a bigger impact in, this story, and to be actually one that Guzma actually has to face, especially since she has, flying Pokemon. That's going to be a big problem for, the bug Pokemon of Guzma, but he's going to stick out triumphant, of course. But Kahili's Pokemon are going to be Skarmory, Fire Oricorio, and Toucannon. Those are Pokemon that she uses in her team in the games, so I really want to see how Guzma will be able to, pull this off. Now, as for the top 64, the third round of the preliminaries, Guzma will have to face not other than the artist of Alola, Mina, the trial captain of Pony Island for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, Mina will not basically tell Guzma to get colored petals. Now, they are going to have, a battle. And it's going to be a great battle because it's going to be in the grass battlefield, and Agatha will be the referee. And it's going to be a very spectral and fey battle because, Agatha, it's, the Ghost Elite Four, and Mina is going to use fairy types in Kanto. Granted, fairy types are not new to Kanto, but in terms of, in placement of story, they actually are. So I want for Mina in this battle to use Alola Ninetales, Mr. Mime, and Wigglytuff. This is going to be a very interesting battle, and again, Guzma would stick out triumphant, but very harshly, of course. This is a league to push Guzma to the limit. That's the whole shebang of this narrative. Guzma had it easy. He was strong, but he had it easy. I want for him to actually have a challenge once in a while. And this is all happening, when Go is doing, the trial missions with Volcarona and Kingdra. And Ash is having, the Mega Lucario trilogy training with, Corina and B. But yeah, so Guzma defeats Mina in the top, 64, and he goes to the top 32 to face none other than Ryuki, the Cantonian gym leader of Mali City from Ula Ula Island. And who else is going to be the referee? Lance. Lance from the Kanto Elite Four is going to be the referee against, the dragon guy from Alola, right? So Ryuki, it's a huge fanboy of Lance, just like Marina was in Chronicles. Maybe he calls him Fabulence as well. Who knows? But yeah, they are going to battle in the water battlefield. And Ryuki's Pokemon are not other than Druddigon, Executor, the Cantonian, not the Alolan, and Hydreigon. In regards to Druddigon, he's the same that Rowlet defeated. Hydreigon, it's the Zweilos that he's now evolved, right? Now, in terms of Executor, I want to have this little, joke of, Ryuki believing that Execute will become, the Executor that he knows, right? But sadly, he's not in that region, so he had to, it's super weak, right? And Executor in the water battlefield, that's basically repeating Ash's first match against Mandy, right? The Astounding, or the Outstanding, or whatever. I don't know what his name is in English. Regardless, it's going to be an interesting match for Guzma because of, Druddigon's rough skin against, Executor, easy sweep because of the Quadra weakness to Bug. And Hydreigon, it's weak to Bug, but it's an Hydreigon. It's going to be very difficult to pull this off. But Guzma, because the plot said so, yeah, and it's my story, so bite me, Guzma is going to win. But Lance is going to take, a very keen interest in the character of, Ryuki, and that might lead, into something else or not. Only time will tell. But yeah, so basically that's all that happens. And now Guzma, that he basically, won the 4 preliminary rounds, he's actually going to the finals rounds, and it's another 3v3 in the top 16. However, he's going to get reached like Ash was back in the day, and it's going to be none other by the character of Samurai, the first Pokemon trainer that Ash faced in battle, the first character of the day from the Indigo League episode 4, the 4th episode of the Pokemon anime, the one where Butterfree evolved. And Samurai is going to defeat Guzma because, unlike Guzma, he has access to, Mega Evolution. Because in the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you get the Mega Stones in the lobby of the Indigo Plateau. So he's going to have Mega Pinsir, who gets the Flying type, and he's going to defeat Guzma's Standard Pinsir. It's going to be very crushing for Guzma, and he made it to the top 16, right? And not, top 4 like last time. But it was a more challenging journey, and he's now stronger with, Plumeria and whatever more. He's stronger, and he wants to, everyone in Team Skull basically goes to Kanto to cheer the guy on, and this actually makes Guzma wonder what should he, do next. There are several propositions for the guy. Many of them is actually to return to Alola to actually do the trials and the grand tiles to, challenge the league. Some others suggest for him to, go to Johto. However, Guzma wants to, relax. And he sees a poster in the lobby of the Pokemon Center of the Indigo League, being a poster for the Southern Cross in the Orange Islands. A challenge for him to not only battle, but bond with his Pokemon. And that is now the thing that he cherishes the most, and it's actually the thing that he wants to, to prove himself. And remembering of his own Alola, he wants to, since Ash, a kid from Kanto, went to Alola and won, maybe going to, an archipelago of Kanto being the Orange Islands, maybe he will have a fair shot. But yeah, Guzma is going to face the Orange League. Only time will tell if he succeeds or not. But yeah, this is basically my Pokemon What If in terms of, Guzma's untold journey in the Kanto region while Ash is basically traveling around Galar and whatever more. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. This was very fun to make. Make sure to, like, share, comment, and subscribe. We already are in the 1000 subscribers, so thank you all so much. My name is KuroBlitz, and keep on enjoying your Pokemon journey.